What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Lake to Bay. So today we're going to be reviewing the Penn Battle III in the 3000 size, which is a pretty timeless reel, and I think that's why we're reviewing the Battle III in 2025 instead of the Battle IV. I thought we must review the Battle III before we move on to the IV because of the timeless style and functionality of the Battle III, and just because of how popular the Battle III was. If you guys are new to the channel, here at Lake to Bay, we like to purchase and review fishing reels to hopefully make your guys' lives a little bit easier in making the right decision for your fishing needs. So without further ado, let's dive straight into what the Penn Battle III can be used for and what kind of fishermen would best benefit from a Battle III in the 3000 size. So me personally, I'm not using the Battle III for anything finesse, fishing. This is an 11.6 ounce reel, so it is very heavy, and it is not something that I would want to be fishing all day artificials. I think a Daiwa Fuego or a BG might be a better option for something like that. Bluntly honest, this is something that I use cut bait for, live bait fishing in tight spaces, docks, piers, thick mangroves. But really, I'm not throwing many artificials with the Battle III, and that's mainly because of the weight and the overall clunkiness of this reel. There's a lot more sporty reels in the 3000 size that are a lot lighter. So if you're the kind of inshore fisherman or offshore fisherman, whatever it is that you're doing, if you're fishing live bait or you don't have a live bait reel in your arsenal, the Battle III is a great option. If you're somebody who's looking for a reel to spend the whole day on the water throwing artificials, I wouldn't go with the Battle III. I would keep on, looking. And if you're doing a lot of cut bait in the inshore scene, or you're out on the reefs fishing, or you're doing some pelagic fishing, the Battle III could definitely be an option, especially as they get a little bit bigger. But overall, not an artificial reel, and definitely something that you should stick to, tight spaces, live bait, and chunked bait. Now diving into the spool, you've got the super line spool equipped with line capacity rings, holding roughly 250 yards of 15-pound braid, which is definitely a good amount. But when you revert over to the Daiwa BG 3000, you're seeing 280 yards line capacity in the 3000 size on the Daiwa BG. So it has you thinking, how is it that the Daiwa BG, which is a lighter reel, is holding more line? I feel like for me, that was something I expected Penn on a bulky 11.6 ounce reel to kind of check that mark over the lighter Daiwa BG 3000. So I guess that was a downfall for me, but at the end of the day, they're completely two different reels, and it's really not a major inconvenience in the Penn Battle III. Now jumping over to the body on the Battle III, really there's not much to talk about other than they did not spare any quality when it comes to making the body on this reel. That is probably why it weighs 11.6 ounces. It is extremely well built. Jumping over to the handle has got a nice and generous length between your knuckles and the bail, which is something I look for, especially with the 3000 sizes. Some reels out there, you find yourself knocking your knuckles on the bail as you're reeling. Nothing more annoying than that, especially when you're on the water all day fishing. You've got the rubberized knob on the handle, which is awesome. When you're out there fishing cut bait, live bait, your hands might get slimy. It's got a really grippy rubberized knob that helps out with that. All in all, there's zero flex on this reel. Like I said, the Battle III is a workhorse. It is meant for aggressive, strong set fishing. This is definitely something that was built to last. So when I think of the body, I just think of durability, built to last, and heavy metal that will not flex. Last but not least, let's go ahead and talk about the Dragon bearing system on the Penn Battle III. So you've got a 5 bearing system that is stainless steel and sealed, which is great for keeping water out, and it's just that extra layer of protection for rust and corrosion. We've also got the HT 100 drag system with the carbon fiber washers, so definitely something to give you more longevity and good performance as you're using this reel. You've also got a 6.2 to 1 gear ratio, which basically all that means is every time you're turning this handle one full rotation, you are getting 6.2 oscillations of the rotor itself. And I think that brings in 32 or 36 inches of line, To be honest, I'm not too sure. The most important thing is a 6.2 to 1 gear ratio is a pretty quick gear ratio, but it could be a little bit more difficult to get that torque you might get out of a different reel. But it's definitely a fast ratio and great for flats fishing or bringing in baits quick and bringing in fish quick as well too. So all in all, that's the review for the Penn Battle. If this is something that has given you a little bit more education or something you didn't know before, please make sure to like and subscribe. It helps us out tremendously. We have tons of content out on the channel right now you guys can check out from Daiwa, Shimano, and Penn. Like I said, the whole goal of this series on the channel is to make you guys just a little bit more informed. That way we can purchase the reel before you have to. If that's something that is of interest to you and you're interested in saving money and making a good choice, please make sure to like and subscribe, and we will see you in that next video.